like a mental entity which refers to a particular entity that you experienced. So it's like a mental entity that you can retain the awareness. It's a mental entity that allows you to retain the awareness of like particular things you see.
So what's an example of one?
Like your mom. Like looking at your mom, like you have like you know what your mom looks like. You just like have.
Okay, okay. I think I understand that. And then what does it mean to integrate that?
Integrating it means you have a set of percepts. So like your mom, your dad, me, every other human you've seen. And what you can do is you can look at them all. You can isolate the similarity between them. Be like, oh, they're all like speaking and dancing and being social, whatever the similarity is. And you can omit the particular differences between all these people, and you can retain the awareness of people as like a natural kind, just the awareness of the kind.
Wait, a natural kind? What does that mean?
It's like the thing which it's like a mental mental categorization of things that you see to say that these things are all similar in this way. So
natural kind is just a categorization of things as similar.
Yeah, like a natural. Why? I mean,
all you're saying is that to have this ability of rationality is just to categorize things as similar or different to one another. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but with a specific mental entity as like the concept. Yeah, the concept does that.
Okay, I mean, I think I understand what you're saying, but now I'm not clear how animals can't do that.
Because animals, in the literature, they have percepts, and they can have like trained responses.
Wait, in what literature?
The literature on the abstract, like the ability to abstract think for like animals, like their cognitive development, like animal science.
I don't know what literature you're talking about, but you're saying you can just go ahead and finish. I didn't mean to interrupt there.
No, yeah, it's just like if you look up like abstract thought, ability for animals to form concept formation, right? Things that I've seen lead me to believe that animals have percepts, right? They obviously have percepts, and they can think about things in the sense that they have percepts, and they can associate them as like being good or bad in that sense. But they don't have concepts. They don't have like these wide range, kind of like higher level categorizations that are made up of percepts and more basic concepts that they can use to think and live their life. And the most developed that animals have in terms of cognitive ability is what's called a prototypical, which is like a proto concept. And those are like the integration. Those are like the mental integration of percepts, but it's not retainable. It's like temporary. They can like retain them for like 2 seconds and then they drop it. So it's not like something they can recall like humans can. Like I can just think about red and think about red.
But so I mean, you take the view that animals can integrate what you call percepts, but they just can't do it for a long amount of time?
Well, they can integrate it, but not into like a mental entity that's like, they can't do it into an entity, if that makes sense. Like a mental entity.
Oh my god. Into a mental entity?
Yeah, it's like super limited though. That's fine. Like their ability to integrate is like super limited. It's not like they can form concepts, they can form prototypicals.
By the way, how are you I know by a precept is just like roughly you're just taking it up to be a mental image, but now maybe I'm not clear on what a mental entity is supposed to be now.
Well, I don't think that it has to be an image, right? Like I think deaf people have percepts too. And they have concepts too.
Well, I didn't say okay, well then what is it, like a memory?
Yeah, but it's not necessarily a memory in the form of a sense. Like for example, your concept of like justice isn't like an image of something, right? Same thing with like red. When you can think of red and you can think of color, but the concept of red is just like the grasping of what redness is. It's not like the image of red.
Wait, I thought you said precepts and concepts are different.
Yeah, they are different.
Oh, I don't know why you're using concept language to like talk about precepts then.
No, red is a concept.
Okay, no, I'm asking. No, well, I'm trying to get clear on what you mean by precept now, not concept.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Percepts are the remembering of like a particular thing. Yeah, it could be an image. It could just be it could be like a noise.
A precept to memory then.
Yeah, it's a memory of a particular.
Okay, a memory of something, and then you said a concept is what?
The integration of a bunch of different percepts, while that is composed of the isolation of their similarity and the omitting of their differences.
And before I'm going to ask you what you mean by some of those terms, but before I even do that, are concepts and mental entities different?
Yeah, concepts are a type of mental entity.
is a precept a type of mental entity?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just and all you're saying, the bar for rationality is just being able to
Concept formation.
be able to okay, that's fine. So let's just drop the mental entity talk. I think all we need is the concepts and precept talk.
Okay.
And now I want to be clear. And you said the concept is the integration of like a bunch of precepts. And I think the one thing now, I understand what you're saying earlier. I think the one thing I'm kind of stuck now on is what you mean when you say like integration of precepts.
Yeah. So like, let's say you've seen a bunch of different red things, but they're all like different hues of red, right? Forming the concept of red looks like you have all the different like percepts of red things. You'll isolate the similarity mentally of the redness, and you'll omit the particular hue of the redness, the differences between the percepts.
Oh, okay, I see. All you're really saying is like you just like I mean it just seems like you're saying a concept is more so like a recognized similarity between a bunch of different precepts. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah.
And okay, and then you're saying the rational beings are the ones that can do that. Are able to. Okay, now there's one I can actually comment on that further, or I can move on. There's one thing I do want to like. So it seems like on that sort of view, and this is actually an issue I have with like type token distinctions. It seems like every precept can just be understood as a concept, and likewise any concept can easily be understood as a precept. Just under the semantics that you're using.
Well, the reason why it's not is because percepts come from the perceptual level, right? So they're just like the things that you learn from like experience, using it's just perceptual experience retained. Concepts are the dealing with of percepts, which is what makes them different. So it's like it's a development from the percept.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, is there any restriction on like for a precept? Is there any restriction on how, like I don't know, like how momentary the experience has to be, or how momentary the memory has to be? Like for example, like I could say like. Sorry, what did you say?
To be a percept, is there any restriction on how short?
Yeah, restriction on like how how I don't know. I don't want to say slim. Like how.
Well, if it's retainable, it's a percept. If it's not a percept.
Yeah, but like for example, like I could imagine, let's say like I see like a particular shade of red, like a very specific shade of red, or I could see a kind of gradient of red, and it seems like both of these could be precepts on your view. And I'm just saying, is there any kind of restriction as to like how broad a precept can be?
Yeah, percepts refer to like a particular entity presented to you in perception. So like, percepts are not like of the color red, or percepts aren't like of the triangular shape. Percepts are particular entities presented to you in your perception.
Like if I see a cup that has like the whole spectrum of colors from like violet to yellow.
Yeah, that whole
so it includes every shade of red there. That would all be one precept?
Yeah.
But then
the cup as a whole.
Okay, the cup as a whole. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, so I think I understand what you're saying now. Sort of. There are parts that sound clear on, but those parts aren't actually relevant. Because all I really need for the reductio is just to ask about, sort of human beings who just so happen to not, have the ability to form the types of concepts you're speaking of. Maybe they're only able to
form like any concepts.
Maybe they're only able to form precepts, as you described, which to be clear, all these are just memories of specific things, but they aren't able, for whatever reason, to sort of group those memories together and form these larger kind of similarities between those two things. It could just be like a disabled person or something like that. And that's all I think I'd ask you about.
Well, I'm actually a little skeptical of using language like person to describe such a thing, but yeah, I get what you're asking. You're just asking like, what if there's like a severely, it's like a like severely retarded human that doesn't have cognitive capabilities?
Oh, I didn't say anything about severely or no. I just said that they don't have the ability to form concepts as you define it.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I take the most I get to see essential difference between human beings and other animals to be our conceptual capabilities. So if it's
I should actually note this. By the way, this is just granting that animals can't. To be clear, I don't actually set that animals can't do any of this.
For sure.
But just to be clear, I'd rather just figure it. Let's say we grant that animals can't do such a thing.
Mm-hmm.
To be clear, you take the view that if humans couldn't do such a thing, you'd be okay with a human holocaust on that.
Well, yeah, I don't think the concept of morality would even apply here. Without.
What do you mean? I just asked you if you'd be okay with the Holocaust of those beings.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there'd be no grounding for any morally good or bad things if there was no rational capacity, right? That's my view.
Are you saying that you can't answer my question, or?
No, I answered your question. I was just explaining why. I was giving you the reason
Well,
behind my
no,
answer.
no, you didn't. Wait, remember, an appropriate
I was
answer
like,
to my question would have been a yes or no.
Yeah, I said yes because the concept of morality.
Okay, yeah, okay, yes, yeah. I thought. Sorry, I didn't actually hear an answer.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, yeah. So that's where. I mean, that's all I have to ask you. I don't really have anything else.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I take it that morality is like a code to guide your actions. So it's only informative to like rational animals, because rational animals are the ones who can guide their action using moral codes. Moral protections are like a conclusion of moral codes, and the necessity to use them. If you don't have the necessity to use moral codes, you don't have the necessity to be protected morally. So yeah, that's why I don't.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, yeah. I mean, no, I understand your view. I think that's a pretty wacky view, but I mean that's okay. By the way, I was only like, to be clear, I was only like, I thought you were being evasive earlier, so that's why I was getting a bit annoyed. But
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, no, just my look, in terms of preferences, I like killing animals sometimes. Not me personally. I like consuming animal products. They taste good. Obviously, I'm fine with like voluntarily contributed human products. That's fine. Yeah, I just like. I think without being a rational animal, you're like a fancy object to me.
I already know what your view is.
Okay. Cool. We don't disagree. Well, I guess we don't disagree. You just don't have like a problem with my view, in the sense that like,
do you have a problem? I mean, yeah, like there's a problem in the sense that it's like a very like silly view.
But silly is just being like.
Just talking about my preferences as usual.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
Like if you meant something else by problem, like I might not know what you mean.
Okay. Yeah, I'm willing to accept that. That's fine.